Okay, the MEVO cameras are shipping soon. I got my shipping notification with a tracking number, but the item hasn't actually shipped. Today is Sunday, July 31st. My guess is they'll actually ship tomorrow is what I'm hoping, and then the tracking number should show me when I'll actually be receiving the camera. But there's been a lot of talk about this camera, and what it does is it has one wide angle 4K image, and then you can cut in to 720p portions of that image to in effect simulate multiple cameras. Of course, the camera angle is always the same because the camera is not moving, there's just one camera, but you're cutting into different segments of that wide angle image. And folks, please manage your expectations on this, because I've seen some demos, and here's one. I'm going to flip over to one on Facebook here, this makeup tutorial video, and see the distortion on the left hand side there, the curve there. And then the biggest problem, the biggest issue I have is this uses a small sensor, like a cell phone size sensor, relatively small sensor. And in my experience, 4K image from a small sensor, including GoPros, iPhones, anything with a small sensor, it tends to be soft. And you're going to notice when they cut into her on the tight shot, and you can go and watch this same video. It's up on the MEVO Facebook page. And when they cut into her, it's relatively soft. And really the problem is the whole image is soft, and then when you cut in, it's even softer looking, if that makes any sense. And the other thing that you need to manage your expectations on here is the final output of your video is 720p. So you see there when it cuts in, see how it's kind of soft on her face? And because you don't have enough resolution, even though it's quote 4K, it's soft because it's a small sensor. So what I'm hoping they do with this camera is they come out with a pro version that has the 1-inch sensor. I've found that my Sony RX100 Mark IV with the 1-inch sensor has nice sharp 4K. You could see every hair on her head, very, very nice detail. You could see every eyelash. And also my FZ1000 Panasonic has a Sony 1-inch sensor in it. Again, very sharp. So I'm hoping they come out with a pro version of this camera. It'll be a little bit bigger, of course, it'll be more expensive, but then at least we'd be starting with sharp 4K video. And in my opinion, they don't have to go as wide angle as they're going with this. If they started out with a 24mm field of view, which is the widest the Sony RX100 goes to, then you could still crop in quite a bit. You'd still be starting wide enough, in my opinion. And then you can still do the same cropping into a 720p portion of the image, and you'd get rid of all the distortion and so forth, and you'd still be able to simulate what the same thing they're doing. You'd still be able to cut in quite a bit from that 24mm, and with the 1-inch sensor, it would be sharp. So anyway, I'm going to do some extensive testing when I get the camera, and I'll have my reviews up hopefully this week coming up. Depending on what day I get the camera, I'll try to have some initial reviews up right away, and then some detailed reviews. And I'm going to compare it to, I'm going to simulate using the 1-inch sensor camera and cutting in and kind of simulate what it would look like if they had a 1-inch sensor, to see if that would be a big improvement. So anyway, stay tuned. MEVO camera coming out, and it is exciting, but again, please manage your expectations because it does have a tiny sensor in it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.